What's good? Osiris here. Middle MAGA doing a live. We're going to have Broken Traditions join us today. Looking forward to the discussion. A lot popping off, and Broken Traditions is going to bring a different flair to the channel. So I'm looking forward to that discussion. We're going to talk about Pappy Don, and somebody go help him out because he's struggling. The stuff that he's saying in radio interviews, he can't say at rallies. So that's not a good match. We're not looking. We're not in a good place there. And we got Broken Traditions. Let's do a sound check, mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Sounds great.
There we go. Yeah, I just did it before I jumped on, so I was making sure it was good. That's what took me so long.
Oh, good. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah,
What's up? How you feeling, man?
I'm great. I'm great. How you doing?
Good. Good. Pleasure to have you on.
Pleasure
If you
to
don't,
be on.
absolutely. This is Broken Traditions, a great friend of the channel. And man, he is doing some stuff. You want to talk about how to start a YouTube channel and streaming and podcasts and marketing and stuff like that. You jumped right in. Before we get into the topics, can you introduce yourself? What are you about? What do you like to do?
All right, Broken Traditions. That's the name of the channel. My name is LaRon. I am working on a documentary. It's called The Devil. I don't know if I spoke to you about that, Osiris. So working on that, trying to have that come out by May 2024. That's the goal, right? I'll talk about the documentary a little later, but have a documentary coming out. Also, I have a channel where I speak about things from like a independent mindset, because I think that for whatever reason, the color of my skin may think people may think like, all right, since your color of your skin, you have to think this way, and I don't think that way. So I just kind of try to do things, I guess, unorthodoxly, and I just speak about issues that I see from a unique perspective as a Black person.
That's excellent, man. And
Yeah.
I have the utmost respect for anybody who grabs a mic, turns on a camera, and starts talking. Because it's not, well, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it was not as easy as it looked. Why did you even bother? How did you get started? Why did you even want to get a mic and a camera and start doing this stuff?
Honestly, I started YouTube. I was doing review on Black-owned products, right? And I felt like I think for Black people to move forward, we have to be more, I guess, financially together. So it's like, if we know about Black-owned products, we could do that. Once I started doing it, it was cool, it was fun, but I guess the amount of Black-owned products that's out there, it wasn't enough for me to keep going on and on and on about it. So I was like, let me just stop, because it wasn't enough out there. And plus, working with some businesses, a lot of businesses wasn't really about their business as much as I was about their business. And I felt like I was putting more work in this than certain business was doing for themselves. So it was kind of annoying, to say the least.
Yeah, that is interesting. You found yourself in a position where you were doing more marketing than they were.
Yes.
That is an interesting position. But it seems like marketing is a talent. This is the channel right here, Broken Traditions. As you can see, videos. We're going to actually discuss a little bit of this one here with this this FedEx employee got into it with the dude. But you can see he's talking about you kind of fill in a lot of the holes I have on this channel. I didn't even talk about I was in that live this weekend or last weekend where Patrice, where that the co-funder Patrice Colors, her cousin, we don't know which cousin it is, I don't think, but was killed. You can see that Meek Mill. I don't even know what this is. I never saw this one. I saw the thumbnail. What happened with Meek Mill?
All right, so Meek Mill was at the who was fighting? It was Garcia versus I can't think of the other fighting name, and the other fight is more popular. But he was at their fight, and Meek Mill got drunk and got into an altercation with somebody. And then after he got into that altercation, the fight literally stopped because it was so much commotion going on in the crowd. And it's like, this is supposed to be quote unquote the culture. So I was like, this is weird seeing that this is the culture and this is what we always celebrate and have. And I'm like, we got to come to a standstill about the culture and being citizens, because the culture is kind of driving what it is that we're doing. But the funny part about the quote unquote culture, we don't even control the culture. The culture is controlled by bots. You know what I'm saying? It's controlled by these type of people that just, it's not controlled by us. Because, as Meek Mill as an entertainer, he's told what to say by his record labels and what have you. He's told what to say and what to do. So that's why, say the culture's a bad look.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Meek Mill too.
Yeah, I
is
like
he
Meek
under
Mill.
Rick Ross? Is Rick Ross independent or is he under a bigger label? I don't even know.
No, right now Meek Mill is under
Oh, is he
Rock.
not with Ross?
No, he's with Rock Nation. So that's like Jay Z's. Yeah, Jay Z's kind of like big brand, but that's also
So
Rock Nation got like a lot of the artists that you see a lot of like Meg Thee Stallion and what have you. So Rock Nation do have a lot of artists.
wow, I didn't even know Meg Thee Stallion's under Rock Nation. I don't know a
Yeah.
lot of the label stuff and all the new school stuff. So wow, they're under Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that because
As
the
a
last I
manage-
saw,
as a management.
As a
I'm not sure
management,
what label
okay.
it. Yeah, but as a
Oh,
management.
okay.
Yeah. Say I don't know if
Yeah.
you just pay attention to the Tory Lanez case with Meg Thee Stallion. When
A
the
little
father
bit.
came, when the father came out, which the father was, people was making fun of him because the father had a bald head, but he had like a spray on haircut, so he had a bald head with a part. So like,
Wait,
but-
whose father?
Tory Lanez father.
Oh
So,
man, what?
Yeah. So when Tory Lanez father came out, he was saying something about Rock Nation and Jay-Z and how it's a whole mess. It was a whole mess. But I didn't do no videos on Tory Lanez father. Yeah, but it was a mess.
Yeah. Did you cover the Tory Lanez trial? Tell us, for those who don't know, break
No.
it down. There was a. Oh, you didn't cover it?
I didn't cover it, but I know enough about it to speak on it. I didn't cover it because it's tacky, it's tasteless content, but I
Yeah.
can do it for you anyway. So I spoke about, the Tory Lanez trial was basically he shot, I guess you could say he shot because he's found guilty, Meg Thee Stallion in her foot. And the reason why I didn't cover it because it was just so much, what's the term? I guess so much division between men and women on this case without getting real facts. And the reason why I didn't speak about it because I felt like social media was feeding to people algorithms what they want you to hear. So if you were a Tory Lanez fan, you're going to see nothing but Tory Lanez kind of content and social information that favors Tory Lanez case. But if you're a Meg Thee Stallion fan and or supporter, you're going to see that on your algorithm. So people was reposting things like, oh, Meg Thee Stallion's lying. Oh, Tory Lanez is lying. But they getting information not from a source that's unbiased. They get information from a source that is biased. And that's why I didn't really cover it because I had no real information on it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a part of the thing being a creator is that I do not want to jump into waters I don't know.
Yeah.
That can put you in a hairy situation.
Yeah. I was like that with George Floyd. And I learned my lesson. I was like,
Okay.
oh, let me stop speaking about George Floyd. And I think also when Breonna Taylor, when I started getting more information about her boyfriend, how he shot the police first, and how it wasn't her laying in the bed getting shot by police 5 times like she Fred Hampton. It was somebody knocked on the door for a warrant. Her and her boyfriend go to the door together, which is also so problematic to me. Why is your girl going to the door when there's noise? Like usually the man goes to check out the noise, not the couple check the noise out. But he went there. He shot the police first. Police shot back. She gets shot 5 times. What was he doing? How he didn't get hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's unanswered questions. Like, if he didn't get hit, did he use as a shield? Like, I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's kind of weird. He didn't get hit at all. She got shot 5 times. That don't make sense that he shot the first shot. Because usually, if you're shooting back at something, you're shooting where the shot came from. You're not just shooting blindly, especially if you're a trained officer that goes to the gun range and go through, training and stuff like that. It was just too many unanswered questions. And once I started learning more information, I kind of felt kind of like a dummy. Like, damn, I didn't think about that aspect of it.
Yeah, but that's a good thing to kind of get to know you, because what you did was you went to facts. You went to facts. Now, there's a pressure out there. Maybe it's just in my head, but I feel like there's a pressure out there for people to go to one side regardless of the facts. So they're in the streets saying, say her name. Some of the people in the streets saying her name know the same facts you know. So how are you? Where did you get this ability to? I mean, this is independent from the herd mentality. Where
Yes.
did you get that from? Is that like a upbringing, or is that just how you are naturally with your personality?
That's just how I am naturally. Like my family not even like that. I'm like that on my own. My brother's kind of like that too. But even though we think independently, we don't think the same either, if that makes sense. So like whatever my brother thinking, I'll be like, I don't think like that. He don't think like that. So it's kind of fun because at first my brother and I had a podcast together, but then after a while, he's like, I don't care about these topics. So we stopped doing it because he didn't care. Yeah.
Yep. Friend of the show, Ray Studios. What's good? Oh, do I have?
Oh,
Sorry, let me get a spam out of there. But Ray,
oh,
thanks
so
for
are you
stopping by.
streaming on what are you on? I see Facebook, I see Twitch.
Yep, yep. I'm streaming on. Well, actually, I didn't get my Rumble up, did I? Nope. I usually stream on Rumble, but Rumble's annoying because you got to do some more steps. But I usually stream on Rumble, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. But I don't even use Facebook or Twitch. It's just like, why not stream on them?
Yeah, so
It's
you
funny. I
using
did get some
Restream?
comments. I'm using StreamYard right now.
Okay, so StreamYard, you could if there's
Yep.
something inside internally that you could just shoot out to everything. Okay.
Yep. Yep. I think Ecamm has it too, but you got to pay for it. But
Well, yeah, Ecamm
yep. Yeah.
has it for beta, and there's a lot of issues with the beta,
Oh, okay.
so that's why I don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Okay. Yeah. So we're talking kind of inside baseball, but it's very pertinent to the news right now. But we're talking about like streaming to Rumble and YouTube and like I'm not streaming this on Rumble like I normally did because I didn't prepare it like I should. But Rumble is becoming very important. Let me ask you about before I get to you in Rumble because you just started up on Rumble, I
Hmm.
think, right? You just created a Rumble, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, but let's go back to like you just started. When did your channel start? Like you said, you were doing trying to help with the black businesses and products, black owned
Um,
business.
it started April of 2020, so right before the summer of love, April
Yep.
2020. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why it
I was
kind
probably
of
right around you.
yeah, that's why it shot up. But then I had to start my channel over because I made content about it was a black dude that went to Ukraine saying how you want to fight for Ukraine. I'm just like, how crazy is this is because the racism that's in Ukraine. Now you want to leave your country that you're here saying that you want to fight for a country that's clearly racist. Like, yeah, America probably um has some racist things in the past, but you can't say it's just as racist as Ukraine is today. Like if you go over to Ukraine as a volunteer on the website for like I forgot what services it
Was
was,
it the Peace
but
Corps? I
yeah,
think it was the
Peace
Peace
Corps
Corps.
website. Yeah, Peace Corps website. They literally tell you like expect to be called a monkey, expect to be called the N-word, expect all these things, expect to see racial um racial toys, expect to see these things. So you're gonna fly all the way over here to a war zone to help out this country that don't like you. And I made that kind of video, and that's the time that Ukraine was really ramping up. And I got like this super duper strike, and I got demonetized. And I was like, all right,
Wow.
let me start over. Let me start
You
over.
got demonetized for
I
just
got yeah,
pointing
this
that out?
yeah. So at that time, I was like at 1,700 subscribers, so I was like really great, gaining traction. So I had to start from scratch. So I started from zero. Now I got back up. So now I kind of doubled that in half the time that I had the other channel. So I think that was a sign from God. Like, all right, this ain't it. Start your YouTube over. Start with the algorithm. Start with the knowledge that you have, and keep everything uniform on how you're going to do it. And that's what I did.
And it's working, man. It's working.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, just to know you can follow Broken Traditions. Let me put the link in the chat. And then, so you started the Rumble. Now,
Mhm.
what's your thoughts on the Rumble? What do you know about Rumble? You just getting into it, or what do you know?
I know it's an alternative platform. I know that they pay for the content. Not sure how the payment works. You know, I just know that I want to put myself out there because I see Gabriel Ray. What's going on? I say you want to have me on your show sometime. We could work something out. Um, I see that you said you get more views, just like Gabriel said. You get more views on Rumble that you do on YouTube, and I'm starting to see that
Not.
not always, but
Oh.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, just enough for you to be like, all right. I do kind of want to speak about that a little bit, just
Yeah.
because sometimes um you get more views, and I'm just like, that's interesting. You have a lesser following there, but you get more views, and I feel the same way with my Instagram towards my YouTube. Like my Instagram, I get more views. Now I get more views on YouTube than I do on Instagram, even though my Instagram got 20,000 followers and my YouTube got 3,000 subscribers, but I get more views there. It's just, I don't know how that works. And I don't understand how Instagram, I don't want to get into Instagram. I could just deal that a whole Instagram wormhole, how I don't like that platform. But
Yeah.
I just want to be somewhere that's more independent where I don't have to bleep out words. And, my last video that you saw, it got demonetized because when it's on ad suitability until the review, but I didn't say any curse words. I bleeped out the hate speech that was used on the actual video. I bleeped it out, doing my editing, and they still, put ad suitability on it. So I was like, I just want to go somewhere I could just speak freely and not play the games and jump through hoops and not say certain words and say code words. Like I gotta, now you can say COVID, but before you got to say C19. I just didn't want to do that no more. It just felt weird and disorganic to speak like that because I don't speak like that every day.
It's completely weird to be speaking in code, and I've done it too, and I still
Yeah.
do it. I'm calling it the jabberwocky and making up all these stupid words.
It's funny too.
for
You call
these
it
terms.
the jabberwocky, but they still put the COVID
No,
the disclaimer on there. You
you
can't
can't
escape it.
win. You
You
can't.
can't win.
Rubio the Cocker Spaniel. Opinions on the Crowder Daily Wire debacle. So let's get into that since we got that in the chat. I like to flow with where people are thinking. I don't know if you followed that at all. This back and forth with the Daily Wire and Steven Crowder. You don't have to know it, but just to break it down, Steven Crowder got a offer sheet type of thing from Daily Wire. He's a free agent right now, basically. He's the biggest, probably the biggest name, single name in conservative, kind of the conservative world. You wouldn't call Tim Pool's not a conservative, so I wouldn't call. He's probably bigger to me than Steven Crowder even, but. Crowder went to Daily Wire. Daily Wire offered him, wait for this, $50 million over 4 years.
Damn.
And
That's
I'm
NBA
like,
money.
oh no. So we're gonna talk about this topic, but I'm not going to be funny to you. As soon as they said that $50, I've been like, where? Yes. My pen would have been like, what? Gotcha. And I might have been stuck in a bad deal, but that's a hard thing to turn down $50 million when you don't have any money. But
It also depends. It depends. Like if you have great content and a great following, if they offer you 50 million, how much are you worth?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he might could make 100 million on his own because they paying him 50 million. That's how I look at it. Ever since Master P said that about I'm not going to sign to a record label. If you want to give me 10 million, how much
Oh, you
am I
froze out?
worth?
Let me see if.
Am I froze or you froze? Like I see myself moving, but I don't see you moving.
Internet is. Sorry, y'all. I think that's me. You back? You got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You kind of froze a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's my internet.
Okay.
I might have to reboot that modem if it keeps. It's been doing that all day.
Mm.
But I apologize.
I know you froze again. Am I frozen? I don't know. I can see the chat, but am I frozen or is just Osiris frozen? I said that we both work out. Maybe it's on the. Oh, let me pull it up. Let me look at it myself. Yeah, so Osiris is frozen. That's weird. How am I good on his stream and he's not good on his? But this is on his. That's weird. That's really weird. All right, I guess I could look at the chat and try to host from here. Okay, let's see what's see. I don't know about too much about Crowder. I see Gabriel said Crowder is big as Rogan, but he's not as big as Rogan, but he's not too far off. Yeah, if that's the case, I think I would go independent. I wouldn't take the $50 million. Yeah, I guess so. Osiris got to send me a check for this one because I wasn't expecting to be doing this on my own. Oh, wow. I'm not really doing this on my own. Okay. Prestige, culture, dynamics. Oh, right. That's Ray. Okay, yeah, because it's frozen all over. It's frozen all over too. Hey, Mo. Mo, as you can see, I'm here by myself, Mo. Okay, I gotta look at the crowd. Yeah, because that's not in my algorithm, so I just heard about what's going on. There you
My
go.
bad. Oh, you holding it down? I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
I had to.
I appreciate you.
Look at people.
I know. My internet is messed up, and I'm on my phone right now, so it's working. Let's roll with it. My bad. I
It's all
interrupting you. What were y'all talking about?
I don't know. I was just reading the comments. We were talking about Crowder, how Crowder is actually not too far off from Joe Rogan. So me not knowing that, now I got some more information. I wouldn't take that $50 million. I would go independent.
Yeah, if you're Steven Crowder, why bother with all those hassles?
Yeah.
A lot of it came down to the strike policy. So Daily Wire said, basically, I don't remember the percentage or whatever, but just generally, you get a strike on YouTube, then we're going to take that out your pay, basically. So, and he's very edgy. He could get a strike at any moment. His whole channel could get wiped out at any moment. But I think his.
I'm back again.
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So his take is he doesn't want to have to bend the knee. His own thing. Am I still dropping?
Yeah, you're still freezing.
Wow.
I'm going to suggest this. Maybe you should just do on one platform.
Maybe
I guess
my phone is not fast enough.
Yeah. You think? What about that? Just streaming on one platform instead of the multiple streams.
Okay. Let me see. Sorry about that, everybody. Am I back?
You frozen, but I can hear your audio.
I have no idea what's going on with my internet.
Damn. Crowder has 6 million subs. Yeah, he should definitely
on one channel.
Yeah, he should definitely go independent. I mean, at that point, he might be bigger than the Daily Wire if that case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Black Pegasus says Crowder has almost 6 million subs on YouTube and he's super suppressed. He's definitely bigger than Tim Pool. I think Crowder knows he needs a machine behind him, but wants his own term. So yeah, I mean he's the biggest dude out there. He doesn't have to sign these deals, and I appreciate him going on his own. Let's bring it to you. Let's say that hey, if I had a company and I had money, I'd be looking to say, hey, what kind of deal do you want to do? Would you be willing to sign a deal where you had to sacrifice some things to maybe get a bigger name? That's what they're trying to trade off with most people. They can't do that with Crowder because his name's already big. But would you be open to something like that?
No.
My internet is crazy.
No, I wouldn't be open to that. Cause I don't want to be controlled by what I have to say, and I don't make content that people want me to make. I want to make my own content. I want to be on the charge of what I'm saying or what I want to put out and when I want to put it out. You know, like to be under contract, I wouldn't want to do that, me personally.
Yeah, where they put you under contract and they own your stuff, at least the stuff you do under them, of course, and they own your social media potentially too. And that's what they wanted to do with Crowder, except for his Twitter and maybe Instagram or something.
Yeah. No, I'd rather do it on my own, to be honest. Did you freeze again?
I
There you
apologize.
go.
My internet's it's really messing up. Are you still in there when I drop?
I'm still here. Yeah, I think I'm
Okay.
still actually. Yeah, I'm watching the show right now, actually on my phone. So kind of
Okay.
like I'm
Okay,
holding it
cool.
down. Pop. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully I just reboot the modem. Now I'm back on the modem. Let's hope it sticks. So yeah, those are the type of debates people go through, whether you want to go on your own or go with a big company. And I appreciate if Steven Crowder wants to start his own thing, then I'm all for it. But I don't think the Daily Wire is necessarily they're a corporate machine. I've
Yeah.
never mistaken the Daily Wire for like some type of organization with a movement. They're not
Hmm.
a movement. They're a brand. They're like a Fox News with just a different. I think they're way better than Fox News, but they're like a Fox News with just a different angle. They're not a. They're not like a Tim Pool or a Steven Crowder who are really a a movement type of
Yeah.
creator to me.
I think. I guess it's kind of like Barstool, right? You probably start off as independent, but once you start becoming more corporate, you got to start playing certain games with certain rules. So yeah, I think that's what it is, to be honest.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, let me show just a little bit of the latest. They've been going back and forth. Crowder came out, then the Daily Wire did like an hour-long video reply, which I appreciate. They were transparent in their reply.
Hmm.
And then Crowder came back again. So they've been going back and forth. They just need to get up on a live together at this point. This is the third back and forth. But I appreciate the transparency. This is good for everybody to learn. And
Hmm.
let's play a little bit of this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stop it.
They don't get deals that
They can be wage slaves for a little bit, come over and make a salary and grow their brain.
So that's Jeremy Boring on a tape. So he's taping Jeremy Boring's calls. Like, is that cool? I don't know about that. That's sus,
I
right?
know in some states that's illegal. You can't do that in New
Yeah.
York.
Well, he's on top. I mean, Steven Crowder's on top of it, so he knows it's. He's got to know it's legal to be doing. I don't
Yeah.
know that for sure, but he's on top of his business. I would be shocked if he didn't know if it was legal in that state, because that'd be stupid to do. But
Yeah.
just forget about the law. That isn't that just sus in general.
It is. Yeah, it is.
I'm not.
Private things should become public.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not for that. I don't know what was that. He was
Uh,
secretly recording the call with Jeremy Boring. So what CEO is ever going to get on a call with him now? I'm not getting on a call with that, bruh.
yeah.
Now, I'm not against Steven Crowder, but I'm just saying this isn't starting off as strong as I would like.
Yeah.
And he has that smug look on his face like he did something special. What?
They can be wage slaves for a little bit. They can be wage slaves for a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't catch that.
So what he said is so he's starting off with Jeremy Boring, the CEO of the company that offered him $50 million. I believe it's over 4 years, saying that young creators. He doesn't tell the context. He'll give the context later, but I don't know if we'll get to it. So the context is younger creators, like maybe somebody who has 100,000 subs or something like that, with a lot of momentum or something, could get a deal with Daily Wire. And Jeremy Boring saying, well, I'm not going to give them a great deal. They're going to be wage slaves, whatever that means. You're going to get, I don't know, you're going to get decent money, but you'll be wage slaves, meaning you're not going to make millions, but we'll make your brand bigger. Then you can leave us if you want or get a new deal with us, but you'll have a bigger brand after you leave us. And but the problem that Steven Crowder has is if you get a strike, so let's say we were under Daily Wire. If we got a strike on YouTube and that strike that you got was BS,
Yeah.
I got at least 2 BS strikes.
Well, it was a strike. It was just ad suitability. They
Oh,
didn't
ad
give me a
suit-
strike. Yeah, they gave me a strike. I haven't.
Well,
got a
what
strike.
about was the Ukraine one a strike or is it ad
Oh yeah,
suitability?
that was strike.
See, that's
I
BS.
struck out. I struck out.
On one video?
Well, I had other strikes
Okay.
that prior to that, but like it was like a long time before. But I didn't really know what I was doing, so That's why I'm
Yeah.
cool with that strikeout. Yeah.
But see, you're in this contract and you get a strike.
Mm-hmm.
Then for that time, I forget the details of his, but just think about it for that time, then you don't get paid. It's off some BS on what YouTube said was a strike. That's BS. I'm not afraid of working. I'll just do some other work. Like he goes to Rumble, he'll promote his Rumble more. You could make the deal like, okay, if you get a strike on YouTube and you're gone for a week, then you got to go to a college campus and do one of those videos that gets millions of views. You know what I mean? Those debate videos. Or you got to do this interview, or you do a stand-up, or I don't know, do some type of work. You look, I remember when I used to work at Boston Market and it was slow.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to try to send me home. I had to take the bus to get to work, and I needed the pay.
Yeah.
And I remember one time my boss was like, it's too slow. I'm going to send you home. I was like, bro, I'm going to find something to do. I'm going to go clean the fridge. I ain't going nowhere. So that's my take. If it's a strike, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to record another. You know what? If I get a strike and I'm gone for a week, then just they'll add more days on.
Yeah.
I'll just make it up. But they're not doing that. And I think that's where Steven Crowder has a point. There's many ways you could redo the deal to make up if you get a strike on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's basically what it comes down to. But let's play a little bit more.
Oh, before you play, mind.
Yeah, for sure.
The what he said, the slave wages.
Yeah, you call
Isn't that how entertainment works? Like your first deal is always your worst deal. Like even as a hip hop artist, they always get the worst deals, the first deals. So maybe it's the same kind of mindset. Like, all right, you did build your brand up just like a hip hop artist would. You build your brand up. You did everything you had to do to come up and become successful and get the attention of a Daily Wire or maybe a Blaze TV or what have you. And once you get that attention, then we sign you. Then once we sign you, your first deal ain't the best deal. And we're going to build you up and maybe you could do something better. You always hear artists speak about how bad their first deal is. So it could be that. That could just be the same mindset.
That's exactly what he's saying. And I don't think that's an evil thing, man. He's a business. He's not. Yeah. He's not there for your movement. No. If you're there for your movement, you'll do what Tom McDonald does or Bryson Gray does. They do their own grind. You know, if you want to do that, then do that. But Jeremy Boring's not there for your grind like that. Yeah. Black Pegasus says, I heard Jeremy is his friend too. Yeah, we'll see how much longer. This is getting ugly. Kind of weak for Crowder to record him like that. That's sus, beyond sus. Also put out the full recording to know full context, or this is no different than a CNN phone tap. Yep. You don't have to do a video. You don't have to put it all in this video, but yeah, if you're not going to put the full phone call out, I don't know, man. And that's just, I don't like that. I don't think he needed to do that.
It's kind of like that ESPN Maria Taylor, Rachel Nichols story.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that either. And I wouldn't be too surprised if this is part of the play to build up people to go, watch this controversy for them going back and forth. And he probably already signed a deal, but now they're going back and forth like just to build up controversy because controversy sells. To me, that's kind of like the Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. Yeah, they probably don't like each other, but they know more controversy, more viewers.
Yep.
It could be that too.
Oh, yeah. He's a master marketer, and he's trying to get people to sign up to his website. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all a game.
Yep.
God bless the talk boy. Those things are worth like $5,000 now. It's an expensive gag. So didn't want to have to do this, but Daily Wire outed themselves very, very quickly. And sure enough, if you see all of the people who work there, some of whom I have relationships with, they immediately tried to make this all about money. Here's the problem. There are a few problems, and I'll go through with some receipts. Everything that was said about negotiations, how they transpired, beyond the numerical value, which is true and I'll get to, everything else is untrue. I don't really want to get into that. It's completely irrelevant. Here's why. Go back to the 20-something minute video, 30-minute video. You've never heard me say or write anywhere online that these offers weren't paying enough money. Why? Because it's not about the money. It's kind of unreal to me that the only thing these people can still talk about is the money. The conversation was about conservatism, the movement, and big tech. They keep talking about money. I'm talking about a country. I'm talking about a movement. I'm talking about making a difference. It's not about the money. And Jeremy, And the Daily Wire know that. How do I know they know that? Because after, according to what he said, I walked away from the offer. I did place one more call to the Daily Wire. And I made it very, very clear that it wasn't about money. That was not the topic of conversation. There was zero, as they've tried to portray this, miscommunication. It was one last call where the only thing that I asked for, my only demand, was their word, and not even for me, but for other people coming up facing these kinds of contracts. Let's say it's a kid who comes in with 500,000 YouTube subscribers or something like that, 100,000. Let's say it's some other kid you're paying six figures to come in and do it. There's not the penalty of the demonetization or if they're removed from iTunes, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, sure there would be.
So that's basically the gist of it, saying that, hey, you're demonetized, you're gonna have to make that money up, and they weren't willing to go with another option. The Daily Wire doesn't have to do anything, but I do stand with Steven Crowder on that. If they wanted to restructure the deal to support people who are wrongly censored, because in my opinion, the only reason you should be censored from any platform is if you did something illegal, and that's found in a court of law. So, you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. Just seeing that fresh,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like what Crowder did. I don't like that move. I didn't like it because this is the business. This is their contract. This is what they put out there for people to sign up. You don't have to sign up to this company. You know what I'm saying? It's not slavery. It's something that you want to do. If you're business minded, business savvy, if you're not, get a lawyer, read it over, make sure it's what is for you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that works for you. You read it over, that works for you. You can agree to that, fine. If you're okay with doing that, fine. If you're okay with trying, I guess, towing the line but not getting demonetized, fine. If you're not okay with that, then don't sign the contract. It is what it is. It's not something you're forced to do. And he's saying he's doing that for people coming up. It's not about the people coming up. It's about you. That's what I feel like. If you recorded a phone call and put it up there with somebody that's supposed to be your friend, that's about you. And that's you stabbing your friend in the back. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like that. But
Yeah,
as far as him, I think he should go independent if this is the route he want to go. But as for him doing it, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like I mean, I agree with you there. I agree with his stance on big tech, but like I wouldn't be outing any contract. That's just between me and that company. Now I might say, hey, these companies out here, they're not against big tech like I want to be. So I'm going to go do so. I'm not going to be as detailed as he was there. So I do agree. I don't like his tactics there, but the stance of him saying that you are going to, the Daily Wire basically abides by the big tech censorship is accurate. I would want them to do something different. So yeah, Steven Crowder is obviously about the money, but also more like not just the money.
Yeah.
So it's not a good fit. And I mean, he was never a good fit for Daily Wire. If you follow over there with Candace Owens and Matt Walsh and them, Steven Crowder is not a fit with them. Those are more corporate, buttoned up. I like them at all. Daily Wire has a great roster. I think I still subscribe to it, but the fit didn't, personality wise, is not a fit there.
Honestly, I don't think Candace Owens was a good fit for them either.
I agree. I think she's leaving soon. I heard her. It's just a rumor. I don't know. But she was on with Charlie Kirk, and her and Charlie Kirk are really cool, and they were joking around about getting the gang back together. I don't think she's long for over there.
Yeah, because I think that Black Lives Matter documentary, she definitely dropped the ball on that. I think that was her knockout punch for Black Lives Matter, and I think that it was a horrible production.
You didn't like it? You didn't like her documentary?
No, I didn't like it. I thought I was so excited to see it, especially somebody who don't like Black Lives Matter, the organization. Since sometimes you got to put that out there, but I don't like Black Lives Matter, the organization. And I thought that this is her, what is it? I guess like the magnum opus or something like that. And this could have been her knockout punch or her death blow to hold Black Lives Matter. And all she did was say things that she's been saying the whole time, just in the 90-minute form and being produced. And I don't know, to me, she dropped the ball. And I was like, damn, Daily Wire was the machine behind that. Nobody in there was ready to, I guess, critique it and say, yo, just not going to reach out to the people that don't like you. That's what you got to reach out to, the people who don't like you, people who's on the fence on Black Lives Matter. You kind of reaching out to the people who already feel the same way you feel. And I think that was a waste. And I think that was a drop on her point, and that was a drop on the Daily Wire, because more people would probably subscribe to the Daily Wire if it was something that's more informative and things that we didn't know about Black Lives Matter. Just not a 90-minute thing that she did that she's been doing for the past 2 years.
Yeah, they have it in their.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
And I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
I messed you up. My bad. I thought you were done. But no, they have it in their contracts. They got to do these documentaries, and Steven Crowder was going to have it in his if he signed that. So I wonder, she kind of had to do something. But you're right. I liked it, but thinking about it, the one critique I had from it was that kind of her personality came into it a little bit more than I would have liked. Yeah. But I think you're right. There wasn't much. I didn't know much about the money to the LGBT stuff that I forgot the details of it, but that part I didn't know much about. She did talk to the roommates of George Floyd, I believe it was. Mm-hmm. But you're right. I mean, it basically was a 90-minute piece together of what happened over the last couple of years that she's already been saying.
I think that piece should have been, all right, we now see Black Lives Matter is a fraud. But prove it to me. Show me that smoking gun. Show me all that stuff that he had fraud. Not the things you've been saying, not the small clips you've been putting on Instagram and YouTube and whatever. You put these clips together already. Everything that was supposed to be so powerful was already seen. Then for me to watch it, I'm like, this is whack. I was mad. I paid $14 or whatever the subscription was. I canceled it right after that. I was like, this is horrible. Yeah, I did not like it.
Yeah. If you don't know, it's the greatest lie. Was it the greatest lie ever told? I believe.
Yeah.
Is the documentary.
Yeah. And it's like she spoke to people that had people who had these nice businesses in LA. Like, okay, I get it. They did, lost a lot of money, but that's not talking to the common people. Mm-hmm. Not too many people could relate to somebody who have a, maybe a 7-figure year business in LA that sell boutique clothes that now let's say business that insurance is paying for. I wasn't a fan of it. So
yeah, I think that's a fair critique. I think that's a fair critique of it. Did you happen to see the "What Is a Woman"?
Yeah, and that was the other reason why I wanted to see the Candace Owens one, because I said, all right, if Matt Walsh did that was great. That was a great documentary. He brought it home. He slammed it home like he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? He did what he's supposed to do. Now he got the whole LGBT. I don't know if you know that LGBTQ. It's a 2 in there now. There's a number in there, and they added a few extra letters. I want you to Google that. It's a new thing now.
It's everybody except for MAGA is what it is. Isn't it, right? It's everyone except for anyone who doesn't hate MAGA.
Look at it. I want to say you could. They added a 2. They added a 2 in there.
Let's look at it. It's the two-spirit stuff.
I don't know. I saw somebody say, I think it's LGB2.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
WIA. Then they add a plus. How do you have 10 letters then a plus? Why not add what the plus is? Let's just get it all out there so we know what we're dealing with. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know if this is updated or what, but this is.
I think that's the outdated one. I think there's a W in there now.
Oh my! I can't do this, man. It's like the flag. It's like it just never stops. They updated the flag again. I think they did. I don't know who's in charge of updating the flag, but I'm gonna Google the newest acronym.
But why is there a plus? How do you have all these letters and a plus? What are we leaving out?
I don't know, but here's a different one. Let's just go with this one. I have every once in a while I go look at this, believe it or not. But this, what does it stand for? And this is pretty important for us to understand each other. Like this is such a big deal. So I guess they have the 2 in front, but whatever. 2S. Oh, 2-spirit. So I don't know what. I think that's is that a Native American thing?
Oh, so now they did put the plus. They put what the plus is.
Okay, the plus is all this stuff, but
what is gender variant?
This is like this is crazy, man. This is like
what is agender? Agender? Is it then like I guess you identify as another age.
Agender, people may identify as having no gender or being without any
Oh,
gender
okay,
identity.
okay. I was looking at the word
Oh, yeah. I
age.
see. Yeah, I know. Now I get
Yeah,
it. You're right. But I don't. What isn't that? Isn't that captured by one of the other ones?
yeah, and I agree with Bishop in the comments.
What is it? Something we could say? Oh, here's Two Spirit. Two Spirit is a modern umbrella term used by some indigenous people on turtle. I can't do this, man. I can't do this anymore. Like, what are we doing?
And I'm not gonna lie,
I can't do this, man.
I'm
Like,
offended for two different things. One, like I said, Bishop is
can't
right
do
in the comments. Shout out to Bishop. Because of
oh
us,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Bishop's always base.
Yeah. So I'm offended because one, I'm not included as a straight male. That's messed up.
No, you're not.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not
no,
included.
no, you can be as an ally.
No,
You don't even have to be
why
gay.
have to be an ally? Why can't?
See, you're not an ally. You're not acting like an ally right now, bro. You're not acting like an ally. So you're not included.
I mean, what does an ally look like? What does it look like? I'm just asking. Just for
So no, allies. If whatever the narrative is about that group, you believe the narrative. From you could just watch corporate media, corporate politicians.
all right. I mean, I'm cool with gay people. I live in Atlanta, so I'm clearly cool with gay people, right? Because there's always gay people around.
Mhm.
Gay people not cool with this narrative.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they're not
but
allies?
that's a good question. I don't know where they fit. I can't speak on that one. But yeah, they don't like Blair White is a transgender, I guess conservative, you could say. She rolls in the conservative circles,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't include her in that group. So no.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's the same thing.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
So you have to. So that's the interesting part is that you have to agree with something else that has nothing to do with those letters. Because, like I said, Blair White is transgender, so you would think she'd be in the T, right?
Yeah.
But she's not. So what is it that you have to adhere to that's really not there? There's a fine print with that group that's not included, and we can bring this over to the discussion about the black being black.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even consider myself black. It just depends on how people define it. But people do the same thing. Like Candace Owens is she black? Is she a black woman or not? I think you have a based approach to it, but you know who I'm talking about. Other people who will be like, you're not really black.
Yeah. Rob Parker on ESPN got fired. Well, Rob Parker that's now on Fox got fired from ESPN because he said RG3 is not black, like barbershop black. I'm like, what?
I like Rob too, man. That's stupid.
Yeah, he got fired from ESPN for that. That's why he on Fox.
Is he on Fox now?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to like him. He's a great writer, but yeah, that's not. But that's a good transition to this story from December. This story about Ben Carson getting his name removed. You did a video covering this. If you don't know, let me just break it down and get your thoughts on it for people who aren't aware of it. Detroit School Board votes to remove Dr. Ben Carson's name from public high school. And they just did this vote. His name will be scrubbed from a Detroit public high school after the school board said, get up out of here. The move came after 80% of 1,500 people surveyed said they supported the change. Carson said he's not surprised. Cancel culture is alive and well. It's infiltrating political correctness, wokeness, cancel culture. This is going to destroy us as a nature if we don't get a grip on it, said Carson. Your thoughts?
I hate it. How do you have somebody who is probably arguably the best in his field as what he did, and you want this person not to only represent black people, you want this person to represent the town that he's from? And how come? Who else is going to replace him? Who's going to replace Ben Carson? What other name are you going to put on there that could accomplish as much as Ben Carson accomplished?
So
it's Detroit. It's Detroit, right? Where they go put like some famous pimp. You know what I'm saying? They know for having pimp. They gonna put who are you gonna put on the school now besides Ben Carson? Who are you gonna put up there? And why would you want your kids to aspire to be like Ben Carson? If my son turned out like Ben Carson, I'll be happy as hell. I guess I don't know Ben Carson's public private life, but his public life, I'll be happy as hell. His career, like, oh wow, like my son is doing this, and just because his political views, disgusting.
Yep. So they moved him up out of there because there's something else that you've got to agree with to receive this type of praise.
Yeah, I see. Black Pegasus says put Eminem up there,
Put Eminem.
and not to mention Eminem had a whole song degrading black women. So you gonna put Eminem up there instead of Ben Carson? One of the best. What didn't Ben Carson like separate? I forgot what he did. He like an open heart surgery while a child was in the womb or something. Like,
No, yeah, he did the first separation of like twins connected by their head. He was the first one, like the crazy skillful surgeon, legendary stuff, and just a esteemed career, and never got into any trouble that I'm aware of or anything bad that came out. So you would think that there would be no problems. I would like to talk to people to figure out why they wanted to remove his name from. They can do whatever they want to do. I would like to hear them articulate the reason why.
yeah. And I guess because he was he affiliated with Trump? Just because he's a Republican? Because of, I mean, some could argue Martin Luther King was a Republican, right? From things I read. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, he had some.
He might have been a Republican. I mean,
In some regards, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of African Americans in that time were Republicans or conservatives back like in the 50s and 60s. So just because he identified with a political party, you want to take this man's name down from a school. Not because he R. Kelly'd something. Not because he might have killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because his political party. I hate it. And I hate the Democratic plantation that we on, because we see blue no matter who. I can't stand it.
So what do you think? Because it's a baffling thing to me. It's just absolutely baffling to see that people who identify as black typically vote Democrat. 80, 90%, general election, pretty much down the board. Do you think that it's ever possible for that to change?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think they would vote Republican, or?
I think it'd be more either independent or libertarian. Maybe like by the time we in our rocket chair sitting on the porch. But yeah, around that time, yeah. It's gonna take some time, but I think that Joe Biden could be like one of the best things that happen to black people politically, because people start now to see the bullshit. So it's like, all right, we see what Joe Biden is doing. Now, like, wait a minute, what's going on? We see that, he's doing all this tokenism. You see Joe Biden at Ebenezer Church saying nonsense like, I think he said I was raised in a black church. First, he's raised by Puerto Ricans. Now he's raised in a black. Like, he's just saying all this nonsense. You can tell he's pandering. You see Hillary Clinton going to Breakfast Club saying I got hot sauce in my bag. Saying all the way back to Bill Clinton going to Arsenio Hall playing the saxophone. It's like you see all the pandering now, and it's coming out in the forefront, and people are speaking about it, and people can't ignore it no more.
Yeah. Did you see this video by chance with Biden? This is my favorite video of the day. Did you see this?
I see this.
Here's Biden, y'all. Come on, Joe. So I guess
look at Warnock. Warnock looked just like.
I know he looked awkward too, but
yeah, he looked awkward. But at least that's Warnock's church. So,
yeah, he looked.
He know what he's doing there. And I don't know if I could. Damn, I wish I could like show my mouse, but look right over Biden's shoulder. This black woman right here, like she got like the short haircut.
Right here.
You got to look at her face. If you could see her face.
Was she watching him? What she was watching?
She had like this disgusting look on her face.
Oh, this one right here.
Yeah. Look at her. Look how she looking like.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. You know, I said it reminded me of sixth grade. That was the first school dance I ever went to. I can't dance a lick. I would do the Running Man back, and that's how old it was. It was Chubb Rock, Treat 'Em Right, and the Running Man was big. I could do that, but until that song came out, I wasn't doing much. And that was me, just like, okay, a little awkward right now.
I mean, he was better off sitting down.
I know.
And this is on Martin Luther King's actual birthday at Martin Luther King's church. You can't get more pandering than this.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what to do.
Like, how do you go from your mentor is Robert Byrd to now you're at Martin Luther King's church?
That is amazing, isn't it? Like, how do you play games with people's minds where everyone pretty much accepts it or just ignores it? Like, how does that happen?
Crazy.
Like, what? Yeah, it's wild. And I think he's on his way out now. I mean, you could just tell this isn't going to go on.
And I want to just bring it back to the black culture. I didn't even think about that perspective. What other culture would accept somebody that is tied to a hate group such as the Ku Klux Klan to have him in the church of Martin Luther King? Like, that parallel is crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's people have better things to do. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. You know, Joe got in good with Jim Clyburn. And Jim Clyburn controls the churches. The churches are pretty controlled. From I'm not a church expert, but from what I understand, Jim Clyburn, for example, the churches have become political.
Yeah.
Like you even see like the LGBTQ flag in some churches, which I mean that's fine if you want to do, but it's a little weird to me. But what it shows is that the churches they're kind of co-opted by the politicians.
Yeah.
Now, Joe Biden was not going to win without Jim Clyburn going to the black churches and getting the black vote out during the primary. And he did it. And then after that, that's when Joe kind of snowballed and won.
Yeah.
Yep. So they got this stuff on lock, man. They got entertainment on lock. They got social media on lock. They got the church on lock. They got every company has to embrace LGBTQ.
Sports.
They got that. Sports on lock. I don't even watch sports anymore because of this.
Yeah. Did you see what happened with this hockey player in Philadelphia?
I heard about it. Was it the dude that didn't wear, was it a pin or something?
A pin? No.
Or was it?
The jersey, the numbers was rainbow, and the sticks, the tape was rainbow.
The tape on.
The tape on the hockey sticks was also rainbow.
We can't even play a game of hockey without bending the knee to the Church of the Rainbow. At some point we have to start looking around like what are we going to do at this point? You can't tell me when to bend the knee to this stuff or whatever. And you can't see, the problem is it's very difficult to push against it without being called hateful.
Yeah.
That's
and
the problem.
He did it in the most respectful way, and he still was called hateful. Somebody literally, because he's from Russia, somebody literally told him, "Oh, if you don't like this, you could go back to your country and fight in this war." Like, what?
Wow.
And I'm not even, it's Philadelphia, so he's now living in, America. But like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's the same kind of talk when, say, Malcolm X is saying, having a speech. Then after that, they say, "Oh, you could go back to Africa." That's the same kind of speech.
I agree.
That's the same kind of speech.
Same.
Just because you don't agree with something.
Yep. He refused to wear a rainbow jersey during warm-ups for the team's Pride Night for this LGBTQ inclusion because of his religious beliefs. So as soon as you refuse to do it, then now you can be labeled as hateful when that doesn't need to be the case. I just don't want to wear it. And I didn't know anything about the sticks being wrapped in rainbow. Man, they were going all out.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the jerseys.
No, I have not.
Knee deep.
Really?
Yeah, knee deep. Probably waist deep. It was waist deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even hockey.
Hockey.
That's crazy. And that's why I don't really rock with sports like that anymore.
Yeah. And not to mention sports are bad. It's so bad now.
Yeah.
Like, I like defense, grew up in the 90s, live in New York, Knicks fan. those type of basketball. I like watching that. Now you watch basketball. It's expected for the team to score 150 points. It's expected to see a 300-point game. Like, you don't see people get dunked on no more because nobody jumping it. Defend the rim. It's all, Then you watch football. It's expected to see 45, 50-point games like it's college because nobody's playing defense. And when they do get wide open, they don't catch the ball anymore. It's like they don't have the basic fundamentals of the sport. And that's annoying. Annoying. Yeah.
Well, let's get to this one. The title, you brought this up to me. I didn't even hear about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling him Pappy Don now because I want to respect him, but I want to also acknowledge that he's too old for this game. He's done. And he has a voice, like you listen to your pappy, right? Like grandpappy. Mm-hmm. You better respect your grandpappy. So I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is what it sounds like when you have completely lost touch.
President Trump, I want to ask you about the vaccines. You know the base, you know MAGA well. They're not happy with it. The CDC is now saying they're concerned about a link to strokes in the vaccine. We've also seen significant spikes in COVID-19 deaths after countries introduced the COVID vaccines. We have these sudden death spikes as well. Look, I know you take credit for getting the vaccines to the American people in record time. I got that. Will you acknowledge?
See, notice the interviewer is trying to. I know what you're going to say, Trump. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear it. He's like, I don't want to hear. I know you got it out fast. That's not my question. And he still goes there.
Well, look, I know you take credit for getting the vaccines to the American people in record time. I got that. Will you acknowledge now, though, that the COVID-19 vaccines were not as safe or effective as we were told by the medical community at the time?
And before Trump answers, I just want to make sure for YouTube that I believe whatever you want me to believe. I believe that the vaccines are the greatest things that have ever existed in life. Whatever you want me to believe, I believe you. I'm just playing this to talk about it.
Well, what I did is, first of all, there were no mandates with me, and I had absolutely no mandates, and the governors were allowed to do what they want.
So can I stop that? Broken Traditions, why did he bring up mandates? Did anybody ask him about mandates?
Nah. Nah.
Pappy, we didn't ask you about mandates. He didn't say one thing about a mandate.
Medical community at the time?
Well, what I did is, first of all, there were no mandates with me, and I had absolutely no mandates, and the governors were allowed to do what they want. Most Republican governors did the right thing, and most Democrat governors didn't, with the lockdowns and all the other things they did, including their views of the vaccine. What I did, I was able to get something approved that, has proven to save a lot of lives. Some people say I saved 100 million lives worldwide. But I was able to get that done in 9 months versus 5 years to 12 years, if it ever got done. I got the FDA to do things that it was pretty amazing what we were able to do. But as far as using it, as far as the utilization, I never demanded anybody use it. I never had a mandate. And I think that's very important to know. And I never had anybody, for instance, when I said, I never said close up. I never said we're going to close our country up. A lot of Republicans, now Florida.
So obviously the interviewer is trying to we got you. You're not answering the question.
It did close for a period of time, as you know. But a lot of states
Wait,
run
was that Florida? Did he mention Florida?
He did mention Florida. Of course, that's DeSantis.
Don't do that because DeSantis just destroys him on this topic. So you don't want to do that.
I never said we're going to close our country up. A lot of Republicans. Now Florida did close for a period of time, as you know. But a lot of states run by Republican governors didn't close at all. And that was okay with me. I let them make that decision.
What about the safety aspect? That's what people are concerned about now. Do you have some concerns about the safety of these vaccines?
Well, I always do, but you have to understand there are the pros and cons. If you can read some reports saying it was the greatest thing that's ever happened and we saved tens of millions of lives. Then you'll read other reports, you'll say there was some problems with the vaccines in terms of certain things, but relatively small numbers. But, you have many reports that say the vaccine saved tens of millions of lives, that without the vaccines, you wouldn't have, you would have had a thing like we had in 1917 where perhaps 100 million people died.
So that's Donald Trump. Your thoughts?
I mean, it reminds me of that Dikembe Mutombo Geico commercial where he's running around the supermarket smacking down everything, the way he's deflecting.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
nobody asked you about Florida. Nobody asked you about first was 100 million, then he dropped down to 10 million within seconds. So they asked you about the safety of the vaccine, and his ego won't let it go. Like, all right, we get it. You the one that did Operation Warp Speed, but I guess people in his echo chamber is saying that it was a great job, and there were some deflections and saying that's not the case. So clearly, it wasn't a great job, Mr. Trump. So just address it, admit it, and get in front of it if you want to run for 2024. Because the people that supporting you clearly don't support the vaccine and what came after that.
Everybody that I chat with is like, I'm going DeSantis. Everything you heard Trump say there, he could not say at a rally. He would get booed off the stage. So that's not a good.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I know so. There is no way. I'll bet everything. I'll bet my whole wallet right now. If he said everything he said right there, like if he were answering that question on a stage and answered it like that, he would have got booed off the stage.
I disagree. I bet.
You think so?
I got my wallet right here. I bet my wallet too. I disagree.
So we'll see.
I disagree. But he won't do that on the stage. But I disagree.
No, he
because
won't.
I don't think people go there. If you go in there to see Trump, you're already so locked in what Trump did. You know what I'm saying? You can't see the forest from the trees. You so locked in. So Trump saying that, just as a supporter, you would support it. Just like I put a video out with Joe Biden doing something creepy. I don't know if I could say it.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so like
the short, the YouTube short.
But people still support Joe Biden, even though he's
you're
out
right.
here groping women in a sense on camera. But people still support him. So if you're a Trump supporter, you know what I'm saying, you're not a Republican, a Trump supporter. That's two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go into a rally to see Trump, think about it. You go into a rally to see Trump. That just sounds crazy in 2023, just to see what this man got to say. And once you go there, I don't know, you go in there more of it's more I can't say the word. Idolism, I guess, like idol worship.
Okay, yeah, worship him like a
once you go there, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
you worship Trump. And you also feel like what Trump did at that time, you still stuck in that time. Because a lot of times people will be stuck in times and they don't come from that time. Like you ever see somebody dressed like they from 1998? Because that was their best year. That was their best year.
That's kind of like me before my wife kind of threw out the stuff from the closet. She like those wide leg jeans. Those ain't it anymore. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's just people stuck in that time. Like me being from New York, and I see people who used to hustle back in the 90s when the crack was popping. And they still dress like they back in the 90s. They still talk like back in the 90s, or they just came home from jail. They went to jail in 95, and they still speaking like it's 95 slang. They be like, yo, what up, Dunn? Like, they still say those things. So
that took me back. That took me back to 95, what up, Dunn? That took me back to 95. What was that? There was that show. Was it with Tracy Morgan that he came out of jail? That was a good show, I thought, actually.
Yep.
I forgot the name of it, but it was actually not a bad show.
I love that show. That was my favorite show. And I think that show gave me one of my favorite acronyms I love saying. Is OWL.
What was that?
OWL. So it's old white lady. So when I say older white lady, I say, look at the owl. I like that.
That show had some funny scenes like that. That was a good show. But like I never finished it, but
I loved it. But the Trump idol worshiping, like this dude came out with digital cards to support his brand. Yeah, who's buying a digital Trump card and we about to hit a recession? Like a Trump card? I don't know.
Yeah, just stupid. Now, I will say this. There might be some people who look at Trump in that way because what he did in 2016 was special.
Yes,
beating the machine was special. Yes. There might be some, but I think there's less of that than in the Joe Biden side. Yeah. On the Joe Biden side, you have to do lock. You look at this. This chat is a Trump-friendly chat. TS, I'm definitely swinging toward DeSantis. Fenwick chick, friend of the show, she's like basically DeSantis, I believe. Like this is a Trump-friendly chat, and they all kind of moving off. But you referenced the short that you were talking about with Biden. It's very short. You can just watch it, and people can judge for themselves.
I'm confused. How do y'all keep defending this creepy old man's actions? Look at this. I'm confused. How do y'all keep
I don't
defending?
know what he's doing, but you're right. And
Yeah.
nobody, and he walks around. We all know what he does.
Yes.
And he walks around. The reporters don't ask him. Everybody in the back of their mind is wondering, like, why does he act like this? Why is he like that? Nobody says anything. I think that's worse than Trump, though.
Oh yeah, he's worse than Trump. Like, I didn't vote for neither one of them. I didn't like it. I definitely didn't like Biden. I didn't like Biden, so I didn't vote for neither one of them. But if you put a gun in my head, I'd definitely vote for Trump. I would have voted for Trump. I like Trump because I felt like Trump is more entertaining. So I just like to see the stuff he says, and I like how he got on social media, and I like the way he said, the Chinese virus. I didn't realize the Trump cars tripled in value, so they $300 now. That's dope.
Yeah,
Shout out
that
to Trump.
doesn't change my take on that. Was poor timing. That's
Yeah.
not what we need.
Yeah.
It was a poor presentation. He
Mhm.
should have came out and said, "The machine is against me. I got to make money for my campaign. I understand it's a recession. I understand it's a hard time. Here's what I'm doing. I'm doing it for those who can afford it, to flip it so I can run for president to help common people." That was not a common people. That was not a populist move.
No.
Selling NFTs. So I'm glad they tripled in value. No hate to anybody who bought them, there's some cool memes, but it was not presented well, and that does not change my take on it. And then he had a great announcement the same day about this digital bill of rights and handling, like, what we talk about online with the censorship. He had a whole deal about how to stop that through the government, and it was overshadowed by that nonsense.
Damn.
So it was a poor rollout. But okay, some people are still saying they would vote for Trump. Fenwick Chick, if he gets the nomination. But
get the nomination,
but do you want him to get the nomination is the question. I don't know if she wants him to get well, you know what? She might be. I think Fenwick Chick is in Florida, so she might be being selfish. Like, I want DeSantis to stay here, and then Trump can go do something that, he can run for president. So what do you think about that? Are you open to Trump?
Me?
If he wins if he wins the nomination, are you open to voting for him? Because you sounded like you were open to it just now.
I don't know. I mean, me saying I don't know if I'm voting for Trump is definitely not a vote for Biden and or Harris and or whatever the Democrats put out either, because they're not getting my vote. But because I can't stand it, I hate it. But I'm not sure what Trump stands for either. So if I don't agree what he stands for, I'm not going to participate in the vote. I'll just sit out, and wherever it falls, and I have to live with it. That's all it is.
Now,
And,
yeah. Well, is there a Democrat that could get your vote?
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm kind of the same way. I don't with Democrats, I don't even see the possibility there with them getting the votes.
Yeah, I think Biden definitely set the Democrats back to Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he sent them back to
Yep.
that stage, because you can't take them serious. It's too much tokenism. You can't take them serious.
Yep.
Possibly Rand Paul.
Oh yeah. I like Rand Paul. He ran
Rand Paul
before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran for president before. It didn't work out, but yeah, I mean, he could run again, and that would be for him. I'm for Comic Dave Smith personally, but that's, people consider that a long shot. Do you follow Carrie Lake at all?
I see the name. I don't follow her too much. No.
Okay, look out for her. I think she's impressive. I think she's one of the more impressive, at least running. She hasn't held office. As far as campaigning, she's one of the most impressive at campaigning that I've ever seen. But so keep out for her name, and if you follow her, let me know down the road what you think.
Yeah.
But you did a live. I think this was your most recent live on chasing algorithms.
Yes.
What were you talking about with chasing algorithms, like kind of being our new life?
We don't really control what we think, subconsciously. So I think algorithms are now seeping into the subconscious of the mind. You feel me? So, like, for instance, I don't know, you watch Netflix or no?
Yep.
Okay. Did you watch Kaleidoscope?
No.
All right. That's a show that it feels like everybody watched around in my circles, because when you go on Netflix, you go on the home screen, Kaleidoscope is right there. Boop. It pops up right there. So the other day I was in the cigar lounge talking to one of my boys in the cigar lounge, and my girlfriend came in. We watching Kaleidoscope because he was watching it. I didn't see nothing about it. I didn't turn on Netflix. Then when my girlfriend came in, she was like, "Oh, this is the show I was telling you about." I'm like, so they both watch this show, but they both don't have the same interest. So how does algorithm that they both are not in the same realm, now they both watch the same show because Netflix told you to watch the show, and a lot of times people watch the shows that they tell you to watch. The same thing with Jeffrey Dahmer. People just start watching Jeffrey Dahmer because Netflix told you to watch it. So it's just algorithms are controlling you, and how algorithms also control the subconscious mind. Like, for example, say like a woman says, "I'm getting a BBL," right? I'm getting a BBL, Brazilian butt lift, and most men say, "I don't like BBLs." But did she see a girl on Instagram with BBL that's getting all the likes? So who's liking it? You don't never go into the likes to see the actual people liking it. You probably see some people from like, I don't know, India or something like that, liking the picture that's part of the bots. And these bots are liking these pictures and putting out this image. And now a woman see that subconsciously, like, all right, I got to get that because that's what getting the attention. I want to get me a man, even though most men come all over the place saying we don't like it. So it's like, if somebody tell you they don't like it, but you still see it and you still thinking that it's being liked, where you getting information from? You getting it from the algorithm. The algorithm is controlling you.
Yeah, I'm going to reply, Mo on the go. I think this is more than marketing. This is control.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not.
Well, I think she's talking about the Netflix part.
Oh,
It's
the
more, it's
Netflix.
marketing. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, just for example, that's why people watch it. But Netflix do control what people watch collectively, and people talk about it, and this is how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't think it's an accident that our society is becoming more digital because we can become easier to control.
Yeah.
And I feel it myself. I kind of feel like I already know what if I do a certain video at a certain time, it will do better than others. For example, I remember it was Elon Musk went on the stage with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I just happened to be up early in the morning, and I think that news had broken late the night before. And I knew if I did a video on it, I knew it would do better than my other videos because it's not that political, so they wouldn't, kind of shadow ban it as much, and it's timely. So my point is, I kind of already kind of feel the algorithm.
Yeah. And see how that's kind of controlling your life.
Oh yeah.
So you staying up late doing videos because you know the algorithm is going to fall into the algorithm wave.
Absolutely. If I can. I don't do late anymore because I just sound sleepy as hell when I do late videos. But I do early morning videos now. But yeah, if I know that it's going to hit. Like I remember the Will Smith slap. When the Will Smith slap happened, I told my wife, can you put the kids to bed? I got to do a video real quick. Went on. For whatever reason, that video got like 12,000 people on a live. I don't get nearly nothing near that. But I knew in my head, I was like, algorithm. I wasn't even thinking like I wanted to talk about it. But, the video wasn't that bad. But I was like, ooh, algorithm. Then I came down and then, jumped into it. Yeah. And it's TikTok. Man, TikTok is the most powerful. It's got so much stuff on there, like with relationship stuff.
Yes.
You've got divorced women on TikTok giving examples of how to handle men in marriage.
Yep.
Like who's deciding to feed these things to people? We don't know the algorithm. It could be designed as a social weapon to divide households.
Yeah. I
go on TikTok and judge me how you want, but you don't see anything but ass shaking when I go into my TikTok. And I guess it's like I don't like the stuff or whatever. I guess it just knows like you might want to see an ass shake right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is like a soft prawn app. And I don't even mess with it. I don't really mess with TikTok like that. I like the rap stuff on there. Like, some of that and sports highlights, but it is a powerful weapon.
Yes.
I mean, whatever niche you're into is on TikTok.
Yeah, and the crazy part about TikTok, I don't know if you heard about the Chinese version of TikTok that's in China.
A little bit. Tell me.
All right, so the Chinese version of TikTok for the kids 18 and under, there's a time limit of 30 minutes. It's only positive affirmations and positive images. or like just all positive stuff that you only can see for 30 minutes, as opposed to TikTok in the States. A kid could be on TikTok for literally 24 hours with no type of no type of repercussions. Like, all right, you on there. There's nothing to stop that child to do that, because the child know how to use that iPhone better than the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And you could just scroll on there, and your mom doesn't know what's going on, or the dad don't know what's going on, or the dad and the mom just working so much they can't even keep up with what you're doing. And that TikTok is now raising you. Back in the day they said, oh, the TV is raising you. Now it's TikTok raising the kids. And
Yep, way more than the TV.
Scrolls. And TikTok is so powerful. Every other social media app is now trying to chase TikTok. That's why YouTube got shorts. That's why Instagram got reels. Facebook got reels. Even fan base, that's like another social media app, got like their own type of things. We're called ticks. So everybody's chasing TikTok because TikTok took over.
Yeah, you got short attention spans. You've got all kinds of weird.
And they said collectively now, on average, the human attention span is now at the level of a goldfish. That was a scientifically statement put out. Like, that's how bad it is now.
Yeah, I sat down with my son, he's 6, the other day, and we're working on like reading comprehension. And he doesn't know. I wasn't like, I read a book and say, oh, tell me what happened here. Why did this happen? What do you think is going to happen? But what I was really trying to do is make sure he can sit down for an hour and just not look at any, just not get a new toy. Because it's not even on the tablet. We don't even get him on the tablet that much. But he still has it because he doesn't have to watch commercials. He'll watch TV, and he has a lot of toys. So when I was growing up, I only had so many toys. We had like
so many channels.
Yeah, we only had so many channels. I had to watch commercials. And, when he has to watch commercials, he's like, I'm out. Like, what is this? He doesn't even want to watch them. and that's lowering his attention span. Now, he's got too many toys. So you play with like a little snake, and then you play with this, and you play with that. If you only got a couple toys like a G.I. Joe and a Transformer, you play all day with those 3 toys if you only got that. So I am concerned about it, man.
Yeah. And it's like, wherever you go, you could tell people are always on their phones. Like, I used to travel a lot, and I used to sit at the airport, and I just count how many people are not on their phones, because I can't count how many people are on their phones, because I'll be there all day. And it'd be like me and some old lady just looking at each other, and we'd be like, dang, look, everybody on their phones. Everybody on their tablets. Everybody's on their laptops.
I'm like a crackhead. Like, I went outside, walked the dog. It was like 6 degrees. My hand's freezing over. I got Twitter open. and then I'll switch hands and put the glove on the other hand.
Yeah, that's bad.
So the Twitter's the one that gets me. YouTube too, because I use it as a podcast. But it's either Twitter, Google Podcasts, or YouTube. So I'm no better, man. How are you? So you're able to separate from the phone?
Oh yeah, I have to. I go crazy if I don't. So like, I don't do content unless it's like time restraints. I don't do nothing on the weekends. Every other weekend, like a Thursday like this, I wouldn't do content at night, and I wouldn't do nothing on Friday. Like from like Thursday to Monday, I won't do anything. And I don't care if I miss that story. So I just post it when I'm ready to post it, because I don't want the algorithm to control what it is that I want to do with my life. I do a live stream only once a week unless I have time. Like last week, I did one on Sunday. Yeah, it was Sunday because I was just in the house chilling. My girl, she went out of town for work. So I was like, I had nothing to do. So I just did a live stream because I could. You know what I'm saying? I had like new features that I wanted to play with on the live stream to see if it worked. That's why I really went live. And I did a live stream. I'm now doing a podcast. So I do record my podcast after I do my live stream. But this week I didn't do it because I'm having Shay as a guest on my podcast this week. So he's going to come on Saturday. We're going to record it Saturday because that's the time he has. So, and shout out to Shay, the No Spoon podcast. He's going to be a guest. But having Shay on there, and that's what it is basically. So like, I just eliminated. As far as social media, I have a 3-hour window. So after 3 hours, my phone give me a warning, said, you've been on here for 3 hours. And when I see that warning, I feel like a dickhead. So like, let me not go back on social media. And when I do post something, especially Instagram, I don't look at the post after 30 minutes after I post it, because I could be on there forever replying to comments. And I get it. That's good for the engagement, but it's not good for me personally. So I had to just put limits up there. And sometimes I just like, if I go on vacation, no social media at all, just enjoying the moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Much respect.
Yeah. I have to be old school like that.
Much respect. Yeah, because I've gotten addicted to the news and stuff like that. So I'm always like, what's the next story? There's always a breaking story, obviously, on Twitter. Whether it's Twitter itself or somebody's doing something stupid or but that's good.
And another thing I start doing is I don't sleep with the phone next to me. So I put my phone in my office, like where I'm at now. So my phone charge here. So I wake up not knowing what time it is. I'm like, oh, what time is it? So I wake up, get out the, my bed, walk into my kitchen, living room area and see what time it is. Like, all right, I have time to do certain things before I go to the gym. And I have to keep doing that so I won't be, stuck to the phone. Like if I wake up, look at my phone, like, all right, turn my alarm off. Then after that, let me see if it was on Twitter. Let me see if it was on Instagram. Let me see if it was on YouTube. Let me see if it was on TikTok. Let me see if it was on social media. You just start looking for things and you start looking at your stuff and see, oh, maybe the algorithm hit. It was just, I had to put a mental stop to it.
Yeah, you're much better than me, more disciplined. The thing that I really want to do is I schedule activities for the kids. And during that time, I don't even care about the social media because I'm always like, I was trying to help my son like learn not to drop the football when he was playing flag football. We're in the field practicing. Now he's playing basketball, and so we going like, here's how a play goes. You gotta keep your distance, spacing, all that kind of stuff. Here's how you play defense. So during those times, those are probably the most times I'm not on my phone at all. Dinner time, not on my phone.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm pretty much on the phone. I sleep with I sleep with my phone kind of like this. I can't. It's like right next to me with the charger. I'm probably getting cancer or something like that. But
how's your sleep? Do you sleep well?
Yeah, I sleep pretty well. But if I do get up like at 2 a.m. or just randomly, I do not open the phone because you know what? I'll open the phone and then next thing you know, it'll be 6.
Yeah.
I did have a problem with that when if I got up, it didn't happen a lot, but if I got up at like 2, if I pop open the phone, like, oh, I'll just check real quick. And then the next thing you know, it's 4 and it's like, wait, what? And then next thing it's like 5, it's like, oh damn, I can't even go to sleep. But yeah, I don't pop it open because it's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. And they know that. It's the algorithm. It's keeping you on that screen.
Yep.
And you being on that screen is more ad revenue for the social media site. And they could say, hey, look, user 90120, that's your user number. So that's your Beverly Hills zip code. That's your user number. Then once they see that, all right, you on his phone as much, they can now go to Macy's, say, hey, look, he lives near Macy's. He's this, he's that. I can sell you this ad. And once you start scrolling, you see Macy's and you say, hey, maybe I go to Macy's to buy some cologne, or maybe I buy some more wide leg jeans that my wife threw away. And, and then you go back to Macy's. They see all the stuff. They know the stuff. They know more about you than you know about yourself. And they know that subconsciously they in your head.
Yep, it's crazy, man. But I do, when I put my kids, I'm gonna put my kids to bed in a second, no phone.
Yeah.
I don't want them to see me on the phone when it's our time, that type of stuff. So those are the times where I'm really disciplined. But if it's just like a random day, I'm on it a lot. But all right, well, cool. Well, let's break down the channel one more time. The information, it is pinned in the chat. Subscribing is supporting. You can do more. I saw you launched a membership to your channel.
Yes. So I'm not sure what I can post in the membership, but it is members, same concept.
Yeah, it's the same concept, but you don't have to worry about monetization.
Okay.
So you can do some copyright stuff or other stuff.
Okay.
In there. Yeah, so you can post pretty much a regular video and post it in there. But but I like how you planned it out. You got icons coming and
icons. When I have my merch, I got these hoodies. Like I said, it's part of the documentary I'm doing. So once I launch these hoodies, this is like a prototype. This is not the actual.
Okay,
I'm not sure how
that's
it's gonna
dope.
look. Yeah, so
I like that. That's sharp.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, let me see, Gloria Steinem. So like, I'm
Mhm.
speaking about. Let me put a picture for my hoodie real quick. Oh, my
Yeah.
documentary. So my documentary is called The Devil, right?
Mhm.
So it's speaking about. Oh, I get the full screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Yeah.
So my documentary is about the devil, and it's about three, I guess, iconic or three figures that destroyed the black community, and people don't really realize how much they destroyed the black community. So we have Gloria Steinem, we have Jerry Heller, and we have J. Edgar Hoover, right? So those three people, to me, did a lot of damage in what they rooted to destroy the black community. So like J. Edgar Hoover, basically from Marcus Garvey all the way to the Black Panthers, his goal was to destroy those type of organizations, right? That's a 50-year span from 1920 to 1970s. That's a long time for somebody to be an adult to keep doing that to black organizations. Then we have what's my man name? Why does it like Jerry Heller, right? Jerry Heller
Mm.
was basically the person who funded and founded NWA. Because rap before that was more conscious, it was more family oriented. It wasn't as bad as it is now. So I think NWA was like the parents of this gangster rap and this debauchery that you see now all the time. So we had started with NWA talking this nonsense, and now we got, you know, Cardi B talking about her WAP, and she's interviewing Joe Biden. Then we had Gloria Steinem. She's basically like the woman who started the neo-feminist movement, and she infiltrated the black families in the neo-feminist movement and told black women, you know, don't stand by your family, come do this because we need you for these rights. And the black women now is separated from the black families, not totally, but a good percentage, a great percentage. And now you see that. So that's why this hoodie's representing that.
That's dope, man. I really like how you broke that down.
Yeah.
Made you think, because I didn't even know where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could do that. Yeah, I didn't know where you're going with
Yeah.
actually with the sweater. So I'm
Mhm.
glad you brought that up, because when I saw the woman there with the fro, I thought it was Angela Davis.
No. Yes.
No.
Yeah. So it's like some iconic pictures. Gloria Steinem,
Mhm.
and I forgot the other woman name. Somebody
Mhm.
else told me that. Yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah, she's definitely pushed out that neo-feminist movement that
Mhm.
separated, you know, women from men. And she infiltrated to the black culture, like, all right, you need to separate from your man and come into this movement. And you see where we at now. Like, we at a point where it's like you said, divorced women on podcasts telling married women how to keep a man. Like, it got out. It's so crazy that we had Michelle Obama on TV or whatever saying how she hated Barack Obama for 10 years. What other first lady ever came on TV said that about the president? You never heard
I
that before.
never heard it.
Never heard that
heard
before. Never heard that before. Not even any other country. You never heard a first lady who want to use her celebrity and trying to boost herself up to say that, all right, I can't stand, I hated my husband for 10 years. That's something you keep in house. That's not, you being a chatty patty. I don't know. I just can't stand it.
No, that's right on point.
Mhm.
So that's why I really want, and if you're okay, we do this multiple times. Having you on the channel, the perspective is just excellent. Independent thought, critical thinking. That's what I look for. Broken Traditions is the channel, pinned in the chat. Support a brother out. Take a look. And I'm not talking
HBO,
about
help a brother out. HBO.
I like that. I like that. And not just to help a brother out. He got content. Like you see his videos, you want to click on them. That's it. That's all YouTube is. You see a video. Do you want to click on it or not? I mean, you got to retain them and everything, but you got it.
Yeah.
Great work.
I try to do retaining. I try not to go and say, "Hey guys, it's LeBron from Broken Traditions, and shout out to all my subscribers. If you didn't subscribe yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification." I'm not trying to do all that because I know that your time is valuable. I'm gonna get straight to the story. Then I'm gonna put like little graphics to tell you to subscribe, and hopefully that subconsciously the algorithm, like I said, make you subscribe. Just want to make it work like that.
Yep. I got to pick your brain too, see what your style, I like a lot of your style, and we can
Thank you.
kind of learn and build. And Che's doing good stuff too. That girl, Casey, shout out to her.
Yeah.
A lot of people working hard, doing good stuff, man. I can't wait to see like a platform like Rumble or Twitter, pop off and to see some of that work even take off even more. But I respect the grind. Great work. Any final thoughts before we say bye?
I'm not gonna lie. I told you 90 minutes. I got more time. I don't know if you have more time. That's on your end.
I got to put my kids to sleep.
Okay,
so I want to make sure those rugrats get to bed, man.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're gonna be up at 10 p.m. I'm gonna be like, what the?
I'm a email. I guess I'm gonna send you a PayPal request because you had me doing this live alone. So you had to pay me for that now.
He helped me out. If you just turning in, the first part was rough. I had to reboot my modem. It's fine now, but yeah, it was kind of rough. But I appreciate you holding it down, man. But you got your own show, so you just slid right on in. I was like, shoot, now I'm interrupted. Let me step back.
But thank you for having me on, man. And also shout out to you being on the Tim Pool. That was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
I was telling my girl, I was like, oh, first you was on my show, then you was on Tim Pool. So I feel like I was a catapult for you to get to Tim Pool, in my opinion.
No, it really is. I mean, that's where you get your practice and get your name out, man. I was with Che. Che was on the show. Ray, Carlos, everybody, man. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I maybe do another live talk about a little bit. I haven't even talked about that experience. I'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll see. Had a lot of personal home stuff to take care of, but appreciate you. Everybody in the chat. Oh, yeah, the hoodie's fire. The hoodie is fire. I really like they stand out. They look sharp.
Yeah, I get asked about this hoodie a lot of times, and the other one too. I get asked about it a lot.
That's a good,
yeah. Every time obviously you're like, oh, I need that. Where you get that from? Like, it's mine, but it's not out yet. So,
so I'm looking forward to the documentary too. But just the channel, if I am available, I will go into your lives. I'll go back afterwards too. But great community, great chat. So it's a testament to the work that you're doing there.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna have you on as much as you want. We just keep rescheduling it and keep doing it. So thanks a lot, everybody. We are out.
Peace.
Peace.